Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ida here. Um, the sun is starting to set. I'm here at it's not my garden. This is my dad's sort of kitchen garden. Um, and he's got a bunch of Easter lilies planted here. So that is the flower we're going to talk about today for this installment of underrated flowers. I've been meaning to make this video, I just haven't had time. Anyway, he put a lot of them here this time, and he's already had to cut quite a few because they're just done. So this is what's left. Really needed to make this video sooner, but hey, it is what it is. Easter lilies. So they're called Easter lilies. They're also known as Bermuda lilies. Fun fact, but I'll get to that a little later. So Easter lilies for me are an underrated flower because just like roses, for me in particular, growing up in Bermuda, um, it's a flower that's so ubiquitous, so kind of traditional. It loses its excitement, right? And me, I've never been a huge fan of lilies unless they were like, I'm into the exotic, colorful ones with spots like a tiger lily or, you know, gladiola, something like that. Water lily. I don't know. These always just, they feel so like matronly. Um, they just remind me of Granny. They're very Granny-like flowers. But they are underrated because, I don't know, as I get older, I'm finding them more and more beautiful. And the scent is really hypnotic. So we use them to make perfume here in Bermuda. And it's a beautiful, just really distinct, sweet smell. And I think it's mainly the smell that I like them for. But, you know, they bloom every year between sort of April and June. They come out at Easter, and I just think that they are interesting. What, to be honest, what made me have a recent appreciation for it is actually the tarot. And let me show you. I pulled a couple cards. One year, a couple years ago, when I got, was bonding with the Rider-Waite Smith, and I was sort of just getting into tarot. I had a couple other decks as well, and I was using the other decks, and I came back to this one and pulled this card just around springtime. And my garden was doing the exact same thing that's going on in the picture. So my garden was like, I had lilies and roses blossoming, and I was like, wow, what a beautiful message, what a beautiful affirmation. I had everything at hand to make magic. External and internal resources were all abundant for making magic. So for me, that's the personal little meaning or message I get from both the magician card and these lilies when I see them now. This is another deck called the Mother Mary Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And again, there's lilies in there. So, there is, I started to realize that there's a deeper symbolism and significance to the Easter lily that I had yet to fully appreciate. Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. One of the babies that was waking up. Please stay asleep. Let me go and tend to her. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. Baby just had to have her back rubbed for a little bit, and she went back to sleep. I'm here holding my computer because I googled um the lily to see the significance of it, and Wikipedia says that it's the reason why it has its name, the Easter lily, because apparently in Christianity it symbolizes the resurrection of Christ. So I thought that was interesting. Again, in relation to the magician card, I've always kind of seen the Christ as, a magical being, powerful magician, if you will, ascended master. Um, he performed many miracles. Um, anyway, his death and resurrection was a miracle, right? So, um, the lily, it says on Wikipedia here that the lily has always been regarded in the church as Jesus himself referenced the flower, saying, "Consider how the lilies they grow. They toil not, they spin not, and yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these." So I guess he's saying that, you know, even Solomon, who was like a powerful, wise king, was not nearly as graceful as the lilies and the flowers. And I think that's beautiful because, this is why we, those of us on a sort of magical pagan path, we are so inspired by, sorry, I'm just checking, I think, um, fuck. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I saw the pizza. I saw the, I saw the pizza delivery man drive across, and I think he's bringing pizza for my kids. I want to steal a slice. Anyway, um, what Jesus is saying is something that pagans, people on a pagan spiritual path, know and believe, and that is you look to nature um, for inspiration, for magic, for wisdom. The plants and animals, they hold the secrets of what it means to be close to God. They, heaven is a place on earth. Yeah, you get it. So anyway, um, it says here as well, which I found really interesting. It says, according to the pious legend, after Jesus' death and resurrection, some of these beautiful flowers were found growing in the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus went to pray the night before his crucifixion. Legend has it that these flowers sprung up where drops of Jesus' sweat fell as he prayed. So I also thought that was interesting. Um, just I found it interesting, and there must be some sort of esoteric significance um, as to why it ended up, you know, why they ended up depicting it on the magician card in the Rider-Waite-Smith. There's got to be, that had to be intentional, right? Um, so yeah, hang on a second. I'm gonna pause one more time because I want to Google the spiritual significance of, like, witchy sort of correspondence for Easter lilies, and I will let you know what I find. Hang on. Okay, I found a lot of interesting correspondences on a blog called Via's Witchcraft. Anyway, she says that lilies are associated with the moon, water, emotion, and love. Lilies can be used for protection. They can keep away unwanted visitors, spirits, negativity, and curses. the easiest way to utilize it is to plant it in your garden. Lilies can be carried to repel targeted love magic or to break spells regarding love. And it says the flower can be used in relation to divinity, contacting spirit guides and angels, and aiding in communication with deities. I definitely see that. It definitely has kind of like a, all white things have that kind of crystal quartz, selenite type of energy, yeah? Or what do you call that other, celestite? Kind of gives me celestite vibes from the energy. Um, but another fun fact is that Bermuda, lilies are important in Bermuda because we used to cultivate them for export. So they are all over the island right now. And, there's been quite a few times where, like, I drive past fields of Easter lilies, farming fields full of Easter lilies. And I think, oh God, I need to take some footage of this and share it on my channel. One day I will. I had not gotten around to it because I just don't have the memory space and the time for editing videos right now, and it's too fussy to do it on my phone. But Easter lilies are kind of like one of our national flowers. We used to grow it, a lot of it for export, and we still, every year we send flowers to the Queen. I can't remember when we do it. It's on a specific day. Is it for Easter or Good Friday or something like that? But every year, because Bermuda's a British colony, we send flowers, we send Easter lilies to the Queen of England. They used to be sold to the United States for, just for commercial reasons. And that was, back in the day, sort of like the early 1900s, farming, agriculture was one of Bermuda's main industries. That was before kind of tourism took over. We used to sell Bermuda onions, tobacco, Easter lilies. Those were our three main sort of cash crops. So you see them everywhere here in Bermuda, this time of year, and they're just so abundant. And for that reason, they hold a special place in my heart. And I feel like I'm just getting to know them in a sense. They're that sort of thing that's been there my whole life. Like a relative or like an aunt or like an old relative that I'm just getting to know. I'm just starting to pay more attention to. So for that reason, I find them underrated. The other thing that we, as I said before, I don't know, did I, because I feel like I started this video already, so I may or may not have said it earlier, but we make perfume with them, and they are, they have a beautiful, fragrant smell, which is really, really, really interesting. Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting a tarot deck, which I backed on Kickstarter, called La Flora Tarot. It is, it's all flowers, and flowers, this lady has sort of studied flowers, and, learned their personalities and sort of match them up with the archetypes depending on what they do and their sort of function in, I don't know, the ecosystem, I guess. So I'm really interested to read that. But Easter lilies are in this deck, and I believe they're the Queen of Pentacles. So once I get this deck, I don't think it's gonna be ready till October. I'll share again. But anyway, it's this video is getting long. I think I said everything I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've ever seen an Easter lily before, if you've ever smelled an Easter lily before. Let me know if you have these in your area, in your hometown. They are different. They're definitely different from other lilies, but they are all lilies are their family, right? But they're a very specific type of lily. Yeah, and I think they're underrated. I'll talk to you later. It's about to rain. Bye.